First of all, Robert needs to understand he needs to worry about himself, number one, and not everybody else. It's his job to worry about his position, his footwork, his fundamentals, his reads, his progressions, his job at the quarterback position. It's my job to worry about everybody else. And yes, everybody else needs to improve. There's no question about it. But it's not his place. His place is to talk about himself, and he knows that. That's, he just elaborate a little bit too much, and he'll learn from it. He's 24 years old. He wants everything to be perfect around him, and yesterday was far from perfect. He's got to improve. The offensive line has to improve. Everybody has to improve. Myself. I mean, you're 3-7. If you can point to one person when you're 3-7, it's easy, but you can't. It's everybody has their hand in it, and we got to fight our way out of it. We got to continue to prepare. Like I said, we got to be consistent in our preparation, our work ethic, and eventually we'll get out of it. But if we start pointing fingers and throwing stones, we have no chance. So we're going to squash all this stuff now and continue to get better and beat San Francisco. Yeah, I addressed a couple of the messages today that got turned around a little bit. I don't exactly know what Deshaun meant, but I think he was frustrated a little bit with what came out about Robert. And I think one of the headlines was Robert throws team under the bus, was one of the things that I read. And Robert, whatever he said after the post game, got twisted around a little bit. And I addressed it today in a meeting room. And, it's our job in-house as players and coaches to make sure we say the right things and not let your words get twisted by the media or anybody, and not give anybody an opportunity to do that. Otherwise, it'll be he said, she said things, and there'll be Twitter wars and social media events that will get out of control, and we got to put a stop to it now. If you take everybody else out of the picture, Robert had some fundamental flaws. He did. His footwork was below average. He took 3-step drops when he should have taken 5. He took 1-step drop when he should have taken 3 on a couple occasions, and that can't happen. He stepped up when he didn't have to step up and stepped into pressure. He read the wrong side of the field a couple times. So from his basic performance, just critiquing Robert, it was not even close to being good enough to what we expect from that quarterback position. Sometimes once the game gets going and the adrenaline starts going, sometimes you see things that maybe aren't there. You speed things up when you shouldn't speed things up, and you feel a sense of urgency that isn't quite there. You just have to play with a little bit greater poise and continue to rep these things out. So when you take a drop when you catch a shotgun snap or take a drop from under center, that should be the last thing you should think about. That should come natural. And right now, for whatever reason, those aren't coming natural, and that's on us as a staff. We got to make sure we make it as natural for him as possible.
How does he receive that information? Is he open? Is he seeing the same thing on tape?
He's open. He's absolutely open about it, and he understands he didn't play his best game. He's very frustrated with the way he played. Obviously, there's a lot of things he could have done better to help us win. Just talking about Robert, and he has to be receptive. It's just part of the position. You got to be able to get coached and understand that when you make a mistake, you have to learn from it and not do it again.